What is it exactly that you need to do to make sure that your goals become reality using manifestation and law of attraction? Stick. Now, everyone talks about how you need to have a specific goal when you're doing your manifestation, right? But what does that really mean? I mean, for a lot of people, specific goal never goes past, I want to be rich. I want to be fabulously wealthy. Well, okay, great, let's manifest that. But if all you're saying is, I want more money, what does that actually look like? I mean, you could find $10 in a coat pocket and suddenly have more money than you did. There's your manifestation. But that's not really what you wanted, was it? You didn't want more money. You wanted an insane amount of more money. So this is why choosing a specific goal becomes important. You could have a goal of, I want people to pay attention to me, and develop a digestive issue where suddenly you have explosive gas in public places. You better believe people pay attention to you, but is that the attention that you wanted? It's what you said you wanted, and you want attention. This is why being specific in your goals is important. Your subconscious is not going to add subtext to what your goal is. It's going to take what you give it. It's not going to sit there and say, oh, they mean they want it this way. It's going to sit there and say, they want to be the center of attention. Here we go. So, how do we determine exactly what our goals are? And even better, how do we wire that into our brain so that we're getting the goals that we really want and not just the, oh, pie in the sky, this is my dream, this is my fantasy, someday I'm going to have. Because those aren't goals, those are dreams. Very different thing. Now, having a dream is important. Having hope in your dream is important. But you have to know how to move that dream from just something that you think about on long, cold nights and into the realm of something you're going to achieve through your manifesting. And the way that we're going to do this is by writing it down. Now go ahead, get yourself a notebook because we're going to be writing a lot. Really, you could do this on your computer. You can type it in if you want. But studies have shown that handwriting out your goals does a better job of getting it past the subconscious barrier and into your subconscious brain. So if you want to be as efficient as possible, you've got to write it down the old-fashioned way. But that's okay, we can do that. The first thing is you have to figure out what your goal is going to be. Write it down. Make it big. If you want to manifest owning a 747, write down, I own a 747. Make it big. Make it specific. Think about this big picture and your end goal. And most importantly, don't say, I will, I wish, I want. Write in the present tense. I have. I am. I am a millionaire. I have a 747. Because your brain, back here, the hindbrain, doesn't understand time. There is present and there is not present. And not present does not exist. So there is only present. So when you write this down, make sure you're writing in the present tense. If you sit there and say, I'm going to have a bikini body next summer, your brain has no clue when next summer is. That's an artificial construct. So if you say, I'm going to have a bikini body in the future, yeah, that may be in the future after you have passed away and desiccated into, it gets ugly, but You need to be specific, and you need to be in the present. The next thing you're going to write down, and you're going to do this individually per goal. If you have more than one goal, that's fine, but focus on one at a time. So the next thing you're going to write down is, why do you want this? Why do you want to start your own business? Why do you want to have $1 million? Why do you want the bikini body? Why do you want this relationship? The more whys you can do, the better, because that's making it very, very clear to both your conscious and your subconscious self that this is your stated desire. This is why it is your stated desire. And that also gives your subconscious clues in how to make that stated desire happen for you. Now let's keep going with this. The next thing you're going to start writing down, who is going to benefit from you achieving this goal? I mean, yes, you obviously will benefit from it, but who else? Are your kids going to benefit? Are you going to invent a product that creates a multi-billion-dollar corporation that employs 50,000 people? Write it down. Are you going to start a coaching practice that employs 5,000 people? Write it down. Are you going to be able to put your kids into private school? Are you going to be able to ensure the financial stability of your family? Are you going to what? Who benefits from what you are doing, and why do they benefit from it? And if your goal is to be able to pay off your mama's mortgage, go for it. More power to you. But write it down, because that is someone else benefiting from your manifestation. And the more you can benefit others, the sooner that energy returns to you. Because without you even realizing it, when you're writing down that you are benefiting other people, you're reaching out to their energy and adding their energy into the pool of energy that is creating your manifestation. The next thing to write down, how are you going to achieve this? Write down your steps. Write down your actionable steps. Write down how many hours you are putting into this. Write down what it is that you're going to do. If you need to learn new skills to achieve your dream, learn them. Mick Jagger didn't learn. When Mick Jagger became a millionaire, he went out and learned how to be an accountant as well, so that he could keep track of his money and not rely on someone else. You are never too old to learn a new skill. And if you need a new skill for your manifestation to fully come to fruition, then put in the effort to learn it. Because sitting there saying, oh yeah, I need to do that someday, just pushes your manifestation off to someday. Write down the beliefs that you need to be able to achieve this. Now, that might sound like the same thing, but it's not. What do you need to believe to achieve this? For you to be a millionaire, what do you need to believe about yourself? Do you need to believe you're worthy of having $1 million? Do you need to believe you deserve having $1 million? Do you need to believe that you have worked hard enough? Where are your limiting beliefs, and how do you need to face them to overcome them so that you can manifest this? And you thought manifestation was easy. Next, write down why you're worth it, why you deserve it. And if you don't see why you deserve it, then take a deep look inside yourself and start coming up with those reasons. I deserve this because I'm a decent person. I deserve this because I will help other people. I deserve this because. Why do you deserve it? And you need to believe why you deserve it. Now remember, you can always go back and add on more of these as they come to you, because they will. You'll wake up in the middle of the night and you'll be like, oh yeah, I could add that to it. Once you've got all of this written down, then it's time to start behaving as if it has already happened. So you're looking at this. Okay, I am a best-selling author. I am a multi-billionaire from the books that I have sold. How has this affected me? What are my behaviors now? What does my day look like? How is my day structured? What is this doing to affect me? How do I act? How do I feel? How do I respond when my agent calls me up and says, "Hey, I've got this for you"? How do you behave once you have achieved your goal? How do you feel? How do you act? How does this affect you? And then figure out, what risks are you willing to take to achieve this goal? We all risk failure. We all risk rejection. And if you're not willing to take the risk of being rejected, then you're rejecting yourself. You must be willing to take some risks, or else nothing can change in your life. So what risk are you taking? When you hear rejection, how are you responding to it? Are you saying, "Okay, I give up"? Or are you saying, "Okay, that one down, let's move on to the next"? Successful people face rejection and keep going. The only risk that will completely derail you is the one you do not take because of your fear. So there is the basics of how to set a goal list that will manifest and will change your life as soon as you allow it to. I'm Marna. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining the puppies that you saw in the background. And I hope you have a beautiful day. I will see you in the next video.